In recent years, the U.S. Army has been exploring new and innovative ways to recruit young people and boost morale among their ranks. One of the strategies that the Army has been using to achieve these goals is esports. The U.S. Army entered the esports scene in November of 2018, started by Sergeant First Class Chris Jones. The U.S. Army sponsors the U.S. Army esports team, which consists of active duty and reserve personnel. Created as a public outreach initiative running out of Fort Knox, Kentucky, the esports team is the newest addition to Army sports and has created lots of excitement within the branch, as well as new recruiting opportunities and possibilities. The U.S. Army has a long history of using sports as a way to recruit new soldiers. The Army's involvement in sports dates back to World War I, when it created the Army Sports Program to promote fitness and morale among soldiers. The program was so successful that it continued after the war ended and evolved into the modern-day Army Sports Program. The Army Sports Program has sponsored a variety of sports, including basketball, football, volleyball, and track and field. The program provides soldiers with opportunities to compete at various levels, from intramural competitions to national and international events. The program also provides soldiers with access to top-notch coaching and training facilities. The Army's use of sports as a recruitment tool has been highly effective. By sponsoring athletic events and teams, the Army is able to reach young people who may not have considered a career in the military. Sports provide a platform for the Army to showcase its values and benefits such as teamwork, discipline, and leadership. In recent years, the Army has expanded its use of sports to include esports. The Army's esports initiatives are designed to reach young people who are interested in gaming but may not have considered a career in the military. By sponsoring esports events and teams, the Army is able to showcase its values and benefits in a way that resonates with the gaming community. In recent years, U.S. Army recruiting numbers have been dwindling, and as a result, the Army began looking for new initiatives to boost their numbers and become more relatable to the general public as a branch. This is where Sergeant First Class Christopher Jones comes into the picture. In 2003, Jones enlisted in the Army, and during his time always had a passion for video games, having a PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox in his barracks from the time he joined. Jones pushed for multiple initiatives prior to 2018, trying to establish an esports and video game presence within the U.S. Army as a recruiting and morale-boosting tool. He saw the need and came up with a solution. Many soldiers need an opportunity to decompress, and video games can provide that for them. Jones is a Sergeant First Class and was placed in charge of 16 soldiers who, during their 3-year rotation with the team at Fort Knox, Kentucky, exchanged real weapons for virtual ones. He was placed in charge by Major General Frank Muth of the U.S. Army Recruiting Command after hearing Jones commentate an esports match at a recruiting event. When discussing the purpose of the team to Task and Purpose magazine, Jones states, "The purpose is to help Army recruiting by showing gamers that they may have more in common with the soldiers than they think." Jones further described the team by saying, "We hold these different positions. We have the same passion. We love gaming just as much as everyone else. The difference is we are in different professions. We come from the infantry, we come from aviation, military police, and all kinds of different professions within the Army, but we share the same passion for gaming." The Army's eSport program is run by the Army Marketing and Research Group, and it includes several competitive teams that compete in a variety of popular games such as Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, and Overwatch. These teams compete against other military branches as well as civilian teams. The Army has invested heavily in its esports program, building state-of-the-art gaming facilities at several bases across the country. These facilities are equipped with high-end gaming PCs and other gaming equipment, and they are staffed by Army recruiters who are there to talk to potential recruits who are interested in gaming. One of the main advantages of using esports as a recruiting tool is that it allows the Army to connect with potential recruits on a level that they are comfortable with. Young people today are more likely to be interested in gaming than they are in traditional recruitment methods such as job fairs or college campus visits. By using esports, the Army is able to meet potential recruits where they are and engage with them in a way that is relevant and meaningful to them. In addition to recruiting, the Army's esports program is also used as a morale tool for soldiers. The program provides an opportunity for soldiers to bond over their shared love of gaming, and it helps to build camaraderie among soldiers who might not otherwise have the chance to interact with each other. The program also provides a healthy outlet for soldiers to unwind and de-stress after a long day of training or deployment. Another advantage of using esports as a morale tool is that it can help to combat the negative effects of social isolation, anxiety, and PTSD. Soldiers who are deployed or stationed far from their families and friends can feel isolated and lonely, but gaming provides a way for them to connect with others and feel a sense of belonging. The Army's esports program has been a success so far and has garnered a lot of attention from the gaming community. The Army has been able to recruit new soldiers through the program and has helped to improve morale among soldiers. The program has even spawned a documentary series called Ready Player One, the U.S. Army's elite esports team, that is available on Amazon Prime. The esports team currently has 11 soldiers who compete full-time. However, there are nearly 200 more soldiers who could get called upon to compete if needed, as long as their participation doesn't interfere with their unit's mission requirements. Here's a video created by the U.S. Army esports team to describe what the program is.
So, you're probably wondering to yourself, the U.S. Army has an esports program? Why? And how do I join? The U.S. Army esports program is a recruiting outreach tool to help the Army connect with the fast-growing esports audience. 60% of Americans play video games daily. Video games are a way for players to connect with each other, build teamwork, and hone in problem-solving skills. Translatable skills in today's Army. Aside from recruiting, the U.S. Army esports program is comprised of soldiers that share the same passion for video games and esports just as everyone else in the world. For some, it's a way to unwind. For others, it's a way to compete, come out on top, and show they have skills superior to others. And that is where competition comes in. So, how do you get started? Well, it all starts on our verified Discord server, discord.gg/US Army Esports. It's open for anyone to jump in and play in our ever-growing community. In this community, there are some key games that are built around a competitive structure. Managers of these games assess talent through community play, tournaments, and formal tryouts. Those that rise to the top have the opportunity to represent the U.S. Army esports team abroad at tournaments and conventions. While not all games are based out of Fort Knox, great opportunities still exist to compete under the U.S. Army esports team while at large. Keep in mind, official team slots are currently open to active duty and Army Reserve soldiers only. So, now that you got the rundown, guess we'll see you online. Do you have what it takes? Good luck.
As the Army and the military in general look to improve their recruiting in numbers, esports is a big part of that initiative. The Navy and Air Force subsequently created teams as well, with the Navy having a legitimate team named Goats and Glory, while the Air Force has a team, but playing for it is not their job. Esports in the military continue to grow as the Defense Department Armed Forces Sports Program held its first federally sanctioned esports competition called the Armed Forces Esports Championship. More than 2,000 people attended in person, while the online broadcast received 850,000 total views. However, this road has not been easy, as some in Congress questioned the legitimacy of an esports section of each branch. When the Army's first proposed this initiative, they received some backlash from the likes of U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in July of 2020. Representative Cortez introduced an amendment to the H.R. 7617 bill to prevent the military from using congressional military funds towards any video game, esports, or live streaming platform. Although this attempt failed, it did demonstrate the view of some Congress members as to how much they can tolerate when it comes to funding esports initiatives within the U.S. military. These initiatives' perseverance and subsequent success has made it obvious that esports has a place within our military. The younger generations of service members will go on to shape how esports continue to grow within the Army and what new and innovative ways they can be implemented. Although there is lots of support for these new initiatives in esports, there are also some criticisms. One of the main criticisms of the U.S. Army's use of esports as a recruitment tool is that it is exploitative and manipulative. Critics argue that the Army is taking advantage of young people's interest in esports to recruit them into the military. They contend that the Army is using esports as a means of advertising rather than truly supporting the gaming community. Another criticism of the Army's involvement in esports is that it may be targeting vulnerable populations. The Army's esports initiatives are primarily aimed at young people who are interested in gaming, but it may not have considered a career in the military. Critics argue the Army is targeting young people who may be more susceptible to recruitment tactics and may not fully understand the implications of joining the military. Some critics also argue that the Army's involvement in esports is part of a larger trend of the military attempting to normalize its presence in popular culture. They argue that the Army is attempting to use esports to make the military more appealing to young people and to normalize military values and culture. Moreover, critics argue that the Army's involvement in esports may be in conflict with the values of the gaming community. Esports has traditionally been a community focused on inclusivity, diversity, and acceptance. The Army's involvement in esports may be seen as an attempt to co-opt this community for its own purposes, which may not align with the values of the overall gaming community. In response to these criticisms, the Army has argued that its involvement in esports is not exploitative and that it is genuinely interested in supporting the gaming community. The Army has stated that its esports initiatives are intended to provide soldiers with opportunities to connect with young people and to showcase the values and benefits of a career in the military. The Army has also argued that its esports initiatives are not designed to target vulnerable populations or to manipulate young people into joining the military. Despite these reassurances, the Army's involvement in esports continues to be a subject of controversy and debate. While some see it as a valuable tool for recruitment and morale, others view it as a problematic attempt to exploit and co-opt the gaming community for military purposes. Ultimately, the success and impact of the esports initiative will depend on how they are received by the gaming community and the broader public. Despite these criticisms, there is also a growing body of research suggesting that gaming can have positive effects on mental health, particularly in people with anxiety and PTSD, both of which are prevalent in the U.S. military. Several peer-reviewed journal articles have shown that gaming can help reduce symptoms of anxiety and PTSD, as well as improve mood and overall well-being. One study published in the Journal of Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking found that playing video games reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression in young adults. The study showed that gaming provided a distraction from stress and negative emotions, which in turn helped reduce anxiety and depression. Another study published in the Journal of Military Psychology explained the effects of playing a virtual reality game on veterans with PTSD. The study found that playing the game reduced symptoms of PTSD such as nightmares and flashbacks, and improved mood and overall well-being as well. Additionally, a study published in the Journal of Medical Internet Research found that playing a computer game designed to reduce anxiety had positive effects on mental health. The study showed that playing the game reduced symptoms of anxiety and improved mood in people with anxiety disorders. Gaming may also provide a sense of social connection and community, which can be beneficial for people with anxiety and PTSD within the military. Online gaming communities provide a space for individuals to connect with others who share similar interests and experiences, which can help reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness that are found within deployments. Furthermore, gaming can also provide a sense of control and empowerment for people with anxiety and PTSD. In a virtual environment, individuals can take on roles and personas which can help build confidence and self-esteem. Overall, while more research is needed to fully understand the effects of gaming on mental health, current peer-reviewed journal articles suggest that gaming can have positive effects on individuals with anxiety and PTSD. Gaming may provide a way to reduce symptoms and improve overall well-being, while also providing a sense of social connection and empowerment. In recent news, the Army's Overwatch team won the United States Army National Esports Championship, beating out other military branches and securing their spot as the best military esports team in the country. The Army's Call of Duty and Valorant teams also placed in the top 3 in their respective tournaments. This success has brought attention to the Army's esports program and highlighted the potential benefits of gaming as a recruitment and morale tool. The Army has stated that their esports program has been successful in reaching a younger audience and generating interest in military careers. However, the Army's involvement in esports continues to face criticism from some individuals and organizations who argue that it is inappropriate for the military to use gaming as a recruitment tool. Despite the controversy, the U.S. Army esports team remains active and engaged with the gaming community. They continue to participate in tournaments and regularly stream on Twitch, where they play games and answer questions from viewers. The Army has stated that they will continue to use gaming as a way to reach potential recruits and engage with a younger audience. In conclusion, the U.S. Army's involvement in esports as a recruitment and morale tool has garnered both support and criticism. Proponents argue that esports provides a unique opportunity for the military to connect with a younger audience and generate interest in military careers. Additionally, gaming can offer benefits for individuals with anxiety and PTSD, making it a potentially useful tool for supporting soldiers' mental health. However, opponents argue that using gaming to recruit young people is exploitative and that it is inappropriate for the military to use esports to promote warfare. The controversies surrounding the U.S. Army's esports program highlight the complex relationship between the military and popular culture, and the potential risks and benefits of using video games as a recruitment tool. Despite the criticisms, the Army's esports program remains active and has seen success in recent tournaments. Their Overwatch team's victory at the United States Army National Esports Championship is a testament to the skill and dedication of the Army's esports athletes Moving forward, it remains to be seen how the military's involvement in esports will continue to evolve and adapt in the face of ongoing controversies. The use of esports as a tool for recruitment and morale in the military is a topic that raises important questions about the role of popular culture in shaping attitudes toward the military and warfare. As technology and culture continue to evolve, it will be interesting to see how the military's approach to esports and other forms of recruitment and popular culture will continue to evolve.